praying ain't night, yeah, no scared for me. Out here in these trenches, boys, same story. Running up that check, no guts, no damn glory. Spin around that block, boy, make it seem gory. Got the focus on the wheel, fuck the rats. Took a couple losses, we gon' get it back.
There we go. Oh, it keep going in and out. Maybe that's me. All right, that's me. Yeah, we back. Yo. Hot Society Podcast, episode 67. 67. We back, man. I'm your host, B-High. We got my host, Sash24 in the building.
What's up?
You already know Hot Society First Lady Jazzy is back in the building.
Welcome.
And we got a very, very, very special guest, brother. I appreciate you for showing up. We got Reed Financial Solutions in the building.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show, man. How you doing? How was your day so far?
I'm good, man. I was working earlier, so I left right from the office to come here. So
Okay.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
We
Thank you for
definitely
having me.
appreciate you coming through Hot Society Podcast. We like to highlight people in the community that's doing good deeds, artists as well. It's basically an artist platform, but we also like to highlight men and women in the community that's doing good deeds and doing very good things, educational things. Because what you do is very educational, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So before we get to actually what it is you do, give us a backstory. You know what I mean? Where did it all start for Reed?
Well, damn, we got to go way back then, man. It really started in my mother's dining room. When I was, I want to say 18 or 19, I read a book on credit repair. Well, actually on credit. And I ended up, I read the whole book. It was actually the first book I ever read, right?
Okay.
So I read this whole book, and when I was done reading the book, I said to myself, man, credit is a ripoff. Why would anybody want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Not realizing how big credit was. So then probably a couple weeks later, my mother tried to get a car. She complained that she couldn't get the car, and I said, well, I can fix your credit for you. So she started laughing. She's like, what you know about credit? So then a month and a half later, her results came back. Her score went up. She went and got her car. Mind you, I still don't know the importance of credit. All I know is she complained her credit was messed up, so I fixed it for her. So then my father came to me like, hey, I heard you know how to fix credit. I fixed his credit. He went and got his car. I remember he went and got a Dodge Intrepid. It was like a 99 Dodge Intrepid or something like that, the big blue joint.
Yeah.
So he went and got that, and then he just started telling people. Like, his friends started coming to me, and before I knew it, I had a whole bunch of people coming to me to fix their credit. I was only charging people like $50 because, again, I didn't know the importance of it. You know what I'm saying? So then what really woke me up was one time I used to go to this guy's house every Saturday. He had like 5 or 6 people for me. He was paying me $100 per person to fix their credit, right? I mean, I found out later on that he was actually charging $300 and giving me one, but you know how it goes already.
Yeah.
I ain't know no better. I was young. So I ran into him in the parking lot one night. What happened was I was going there every single weekend. I ran into a guy from my neighborhood that was there. He's like, oh, you the credit man, bro? I'm like, yeah. So I fixed his credit for him. And then probably, I want to say 2 months later, I was on the Parkway, and I remember I had a 93 Toyota Camry. I just got it out the body shop. And he pulls up next to me in a 2006 BMW 645 convertible. For the first year they came out. So he pulls up in one of those, and I'm like, why is he in that and I'm in this? You know what I'm saying? It didn't make no sense. He was like, thanks, credit man. I appreciate you. And he pulled off. That's where I got my name from, too. So I went home, and back then I jumped on Yahoo, and I typed in credit repair, and this whole world opened up in front of me. And I'm like, yo, I've been charging people $50 to pretty much fix their whole financial situation so they can go do what they got to do. And me not even realizing exactly what I was doing. You know what I mean? So pretty much after that is when I got certified, started paying attention to the rules and kind of making myself official, and then moving on.
But like starting out in your mom's dining room, right? When you read that book, like, how did you like what did you do to fix her credit? Because like it make it seem like you just like you went and got a wrench and just all of a sudden her credit was fixed.
Well, back then all you had to do was get the paperwork you get access to the credit report. Back then you can do it online. And I used to just print the paperwork out and just write the paperwork up with anything she had negative. I wrote it on the paperwork, put whatever the explanation was, told her whatever she had to pay. Pretty much it was pretty simple. And she did everything I told her to do, and a month and a half later, her stuff was good. I remember the day we was in the kitchen, and she came downstairs. She was like, this came in the mail today from TransUnion. And we opened it up, and all I saw was deleted. And I was like, oh, these are your results. And she was like she didn't even understand it at first.
So
I'm like, yeah, check your
all
credit.
them bad charges and stuff like that.
Everything.
Credit.
Yeah, everything.
That's pretty cool. Like,
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, so I kind of bumped into it by mistake. It wasn't like I said to myself, I'm going to be the best credit repair guy ever.
Yeah.
It kind of just happened one day.
And so, like, what as far as like the steps, like once you recognize that, what's the credentials that you went through, like as far as like
Well, in Jersey, you don't got to have no type of credentials to do credit repair. But what I did was I wanted people to see something on the wall when they walked in my office.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took like this online course. It's pretty much a whole credit course, and they send you, once you pass the test, they send you this nice little certification. So I did that. I did another course with a college, and they sent me like a nice little degree, whatever. Yeah. So I just want them to have something just to see that I know what I'm doing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you said 99. So how long you been doing fixing credit?
I'm 39 now, so
You 39?
Yeah, I'm
You
39.
look young.
Thank
Everybody look young.
thank
Black
you.
don't
thank you.
crack.
Yeah.
No, definitely
They
don't.
do not. Black does not
See
crack.
Angela Bassett? She
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've been doing this probably professionally. I've been doing it for probably like 11 years.
Okay.
But I've been
That's
doing it
awesome.
for almost, I'm gonna say 19, 29, probably like 20 years now. Yeah.
That's
This is
dope.
awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank
though.
you. Thank you.
Because
That's
credit is really good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't realize even today, I probably still don't realize the importance of credit. I think a lot of people don't. You know, we look at it as cash is king.
Yeah, and that ain't it today, man.
I gotta shout my mother out, man. My mother, right? I have a credit report on my credit card. I have a credit card open that's as old as I am.
Oh, so she opened it at
As soon
the
as I
time.
was born.
Okay.
She added you to it.
Added to
Smart.
it.
See, smart.
And I'm telling you, bro, that has helped me throughout life. Like, got me high credit scores, like, still
See,
to
but
this day.
she-
But see, that shout out to, you know what I mean? My mom
She
loved
had
me
the
to death.
insight to do that.
yeah.
See me, I remember my first credit card. I was in college. I got my cousin she was like, let me, like she was telling me the importance of credit, and I'm like, all right, cool, fresh off. So I got what was it, Capital One Journey card, first card. I was probably like sophomore year in college. Then I did good with that card. To this day, I never missed a credit card payment.
Oh, nice,
I have
nice.
100% payment history. And everything else, I don't know. But talk about credit utilization, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, another
But
story.
to this day, like recently before it dropped, I was at a 744. Before my credit dropped at some points due to me just being Christmas shopping.
Yeah,
Anyways, but credit has been important to me. I didn't have really nobody like older than me telling me like, it's important, it's important. Once I got that credit card, I made it my business to pay it and
right.
X, Y, and Z. When I get my income tax, I usually pay off the balances because now that I'm 25, I got some high credit limits because from college it builds up and I've been doing good. So it's self-control because
Definitely
I've been
is.
on a lot of vacations with my credit cards. And to this day, I don't really swipe them. I just got them on lock. I have them on lock because Christmas. But yeah.
So what if a person out there, right? They got some money in their pocket, right? But they don't necessarily know, they don't want a credit card, or maybe not because they don't actually want it because they don't understand the importance of having credit, right? So what would you tell a person like, yo, I got money, like I don't really,
It's
you
a
know what I
good
mean, like need
question.
no credit, like why would I want credit?
All right, so a lot of people, the whole point of, a lot of people like to get a lot of money, right? They think that they're going to be millionaires and rich forever. What you got to understand is millionaires don't use their own money.
At all.
Millionaires use credit. So, a lot of people like to say people like Jeff Bezos that he didn't give, his people health care for one of his companies. He slashed their health care. People got to understand that these companies run off credit, not the money that he got in his pocket.
Yeah.
Everything around him runs off credit. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, if you really want to establish yourself, you want to establish that credit because let's say, for instance, let's say you run into somebody and say, yo, we got this apartment building that we're trying to buy and we want to do this and we want to do that. We need like $200,000, or you could just sign right here and use your credit. Well, if you don't got the $200,000 or credit, you're pretty much out the deal. So
Yeah.
I say, even if you got a lot of money, you still want to have a lot of credit, have your credit right.
That's
Yeah.
a big flex too.
Exactly.
To have a good credit score.
Yeah, because you could basically get anything you want.
Exactly.
But like, do you like? Cause let's say I got I want to buy this car, right? I want to buy a Hellcat. Let's say the Hellcat is $100,000. Would you like? And what if I have $100,000 to just go straight out and buy it?
All right, let me tell you the problem with that. First of all, when you buy a car like that for $100,000, when you drive off the lot, you might look in your rearview mirror and see $20,000 like gone, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I usually tell people either finance it, and what you do is when you finance, even when you do the math, even if you keep the car for 3 years, let's say you finance it for 5 years, you keep it 3 years and trade it in, you still end up spending less money than $100,000 that you actually financed,
Yeah.
right? So I would never suggest somebody just take cash and go buy a car. I usually say finance the car because you're not going to keep it unless you plan on
Or
keeping it
leasing?
forever.
You're saying lease? Or
Lease it. I would say lease it better. Finance or lease it.
Yeah.
Lease it is always better with cars like that, though. because they're not worth the money that you're paying for them.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
if you go spend $100,000 cash on a car, I mean, unless you plan on keeping that car
Exactly.
forever.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the next thing I'm doing. I'm leasing my car.
Yeah, that's the best thing
Yeah,
to do.
I have
leasing.
financed a 2015 Hyundai, but I want to lease some like in 5 years though.
Yeah.
Lease
So
like a brand
what's
new
the
car.
difference between leasing and financing?
It's all lifestyle, man. When you lease a car, there's a lot of rules that come with it. How much miles you drive. You're responsible for. It's pretty much renting the car long term. That's
Yeah,
all it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
So you're responsible for how they give you. You can't go over a certain amount of miles, or if there's penalties. Any damage to the car, you got to pay for. Like I've never leased a car before because I actually drive my car, so it's like it will be hard for me to lease something.
I would say
Yeah.
like leasing is like after you already financed a car, you paid it off now. It's done. That's yours, right?
Yeah.
You got the title.
Okay.
Now you had it for a couple. Now you lease something else, but you still have that as a main car.
Yeah.
So you take that around for work and all that, but then the weekend you're driving your leased car.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Exactly.
family
It's-
outings and stuff like that. Like that's
Because when you lease, you basically saying that eventually I'm going to give this car back. Like you
Well,
buy
if there's
you
a
buy
time,
it with the
It's a
they'll
intent,
tell you 3 years.
Yeah.
You can have
Yeah,
it 5
sorry.
years.
You
You
can
can have
trade
it.
up, too.
Yeah.
and then you trade. Yeah, I see a
Yeah.
lot of people do that. Like we see a lot of people riding
Switching
around.
up.
Yeah, getting
Yeah,
Mercedes
every 3
Benz every
years.
couple years
Yeah.
and shit like that.
That's the
But,
lease. But there's
That's
a lot
why I
of
want to
restrictions.
lease my next car. But I like tents on my car, so I know.
You could do that to a lease.
Yeah, you got to get it taken off. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is fine. But I do want to lease a car in my next car because I want to be able to switch up. I get bored with my cars. I be
Me too.
wanting, because then if you think about it, in like 5 years, you done paid this car off,
And now you don't want it no more.
it's-
You don't
want it no
Oh,
more.
it's
I
some
feel like
new
that with
shit
my
out.
Ultima.
Like,
Right-
yeah.
My Ultima right now, I'm about to pay it off this
Right.
year, right? I didn't had it since 2015. I don't want this shit no more. I'm done with this
That's
shit.
how they do it, though.
But
That's how they get
I got,
you.
I got, it's my baby
You
because it's my
already- you
first
just
car
paid for it,
that I
yeah.
paid for.
Yeah.
But that's why I would never put money in I would never personally finance a car again. I think everything should be into real estate. And into everything else but a car.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
It's
car,
not worth it.
If anything, lease. Like you know what I mean?
I do
Because
want to lease.
Speaking of real estate though, like what is that the same? The logic we just used on the cars, would that be the same logic you would use if you wanted to purchase a house? Because what I don't understand, I hope you could clarify this for not only me, for everybody, is like mortgages. I really don't understand that. Like I don't understand when they say this house, you could buy a house for $300,000. I be in the mind state of you will need $300,000 cash or in your
Yeah.
bank account or whatever to buy this house. But when the mortgage come into play, can you like explain that a little bit?
Well, mortgages when buying a car and buying a house is two different things, right? Because a lot of times houses can either go up in value, go down in value, depending on the market, all that other good stuff, right? When it comes to buying a house, me personally, I don't really buy. I live in a one family, but I wouldn't buy a one family if you're looking to, appreciating value, right?
Yeah.
For the fact that you're gonna spend money on the mortgage, you're gonna spend money to keep it up. There's a lot of things that go
Taking
into
notes.
Yeah, there's a lot of things
Yeah.
that go into a one family house. So me personally, I buy multifamilies.
And you can't rent it out as well.
Yeah, you can because you live there.
Yeah.
So it's not really an asset because you live there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Even though some people say it is an asset, but I will buy multifamilies, and the reason why I buy multifamilies is because you can actually make money, off the house from people living there.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when you're done, you can sell it and probably make a lot of money off of it. So you make money off the tenants, and you make money off selling the actual house when you're done with it. So buying a one family house to me is. It's kind of a ripoff because if you look at how much money you're going to end up spending once you finance and everything, because the interest rates are so low, but even at the end of the mortgage, you might end up paying an extra $100,000 on that house.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's kind of crazy.
That's
So I'm
the
not really
thing.
a fan. I'm not really a fan of the one family thing.
And specifically, let me just especially living in New Jersey.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
especially
it's
in Jersey.
Right?
expensive.
Yeah.
So if you have property taxes, right, they put it on
Oh,
the
man.
back end, they put it on your mortgage. So you pay it with the mortgage,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, bro, in that 30-year mortgage or that you will end up, if your house costs $275, $300, you will end up paying $450,
Yeah.
$425.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of people go like to down south and places
PA.
that
Yeah, yeah.
Personally,
places with a lot of land.
what I did, I purchased a condo, right? Because I feel like East Coast, it's the South Northeast, right? Condos, and it's a building you don't have to manage it once you sell it, right? You could sell it to a buyer, you could sell it to the building. It's easy to be able to move.
Yeah,
you know what
you
I'm
got it,
saying?
yeah.
You can move a little bit easier than a house. You know
So
what
it's
I mean?
that's not rent based. It's not like you're not paying rent in that building.
No, because I bought it.
Yeah, he owns that apartment.
I
Okay,
own that apartment.
okay.
You know
See,
what I
I
mean?
didn't even know that was a thing.
And also,
Yeah.
that's a starter push up to get a house. You feel me?
Okay.
Because then you could sell that and take that money to get a house. You feel me?
I feel like people make it seem like it's so easy to buy a house. And when I say this, well, let me rephrase. Well, yes, I do. What I said, yes, but I do know someone that just bought a house down in Bordentown, New Jersey. Beautiful indoor pool.
Oh, indoor pool, nice.
I'm sorry, not indoor pool. Outdoor pool.
I was about to say indoor.
No, I'm sorry, ground. I meant to say ground.
Type of house they got.
They got
in
a
the
ground.
ground.
It's a ground
Yeah,
pool.
in ground.
And
That's still nice. That's still pretty.
she purchased the house from the bank. And when I went there, it's a friend of the family. I went there, I'm like, I'm in her living room. I'm like, what did you do to buy this house? Like, not like, give me some early steps so I could start, removing my life in that direction. Because it's not a really big house, but it's nice. It's cozy. It's big enough.
Something you can see for yourself.
Yeah, and then a pool, of course. The pool won me over. So what are your advice on...
Getting ready to buy a house? Well,
Yeah.
buying a house
Earlier steps, though. Not like, like steps for a 25-year-old.
Well, buying a house is really not that hard. It's not as hard as what it used to be anyway. Because it's so streamlined now. It's like, as long as you got the income and you got the credit, you pretty much could. They're gonna tell you how much house you can buy. You could just find a house in that range. Usually, I tell people, especially young people, I would tell them get your credit score as high as possible and work on your income. Because a lot of young people can't buy a house because a lot of times they don't make enough money to buy a house, right? So I would say just work on your income and work on your credit score. That's all you really need to get a house.
How much should we save to have that down payment? It's supposed to be like 10% or something.
No, it's 3.5% first time home buyers.
Really?
Yeah.
But you have to go through the program though, right?
No.
That's
But-
good to know. I didn't know that.
But all right, credit score, right? So how would somebody who never probably had a credit card, probably messed it up being young, or and they just want they basically starting on the ground level. Like, what's the low credit score? What's like the average?
Oh, the average low credit score probably like 520, 530.
All right, let's
around
say
there.
this guy coming to you, he got a 530 credit score. He wants to get it high enough where he could get a nice car, get his, start off buying a house. He got pretty nice income, nice little savings. What are the best methods to growing your credit scores as quickly as possible?
Well, first things first, you got to figure out what's on your credit report because a lot of people with bad credit don't even know what's on their credit report, right? I get calls all the time and say, hey, when was the last time you saw your credit report? Oh, I haven't looked at it. So it's like they don't even know if they got bad credit or not. They just assume because they got denied they have bad credit. A lot of times people just don't have no credit established. So I might look at a credit report like that. It might have like some collection accounts, maybe an old credit card. Usually what we'll do is we'll go through that credit report, let them know whatever they got to pay. If it's something on it that I know I can't get off, I'm going to say, yo, take care of this. I'm going to take care of these. And then, while the process is going on, I'm be getting you credit cards as the process is going, right? So you might get the credit card. You can get a little note from us that say, hey, don't use this much money, pay it off, paid on time, paid off at the end of the month, whatever. So we kind of walk you through the whole process on how exactly to build the credit up with credit cards and what you need to do on your side to make sure your credit score keeps going up.
Okay, so you basically a credit coach, basically.
Yeah,
so you follow up with the people.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a long talk after this episode. I'm just getting my questions ready.
Definitely, I definitely gonna need some credit repair on my end. I'm be honest with you, like, cause it's like when you young, right, and you get a credit card. I'll be honest, I thought it was just free money.
Oh, everybody thinks that. I did that too.
I thought shit, I could buy something and you could pay the minimum.
We weren't educated in high school about this
exactly,
either.
which makes no sense.
We had no classes about financial literacy.
And those are the things that they need to be, like, kids need to be taught.
Of course.
Like you just said, your mother had got you a credit card the day you was born.
Yeah.
And
I was, to speak on that, I used to be angry because she wouldn't let me have it. Right?
So
she was doing, though.
She was looking out for you.
She was looking out for me, but I was
man.
like, yo, come on, like, let me get that. Like,
buy some bullshit.
Let me go.
Yeah.
Like, I got these sneakers, let me get these kicks. Blah, 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 blah. She's like, nah, like, blah, blah, blah. And she finally gave it to me, when I was older, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I finally understand, blah, 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 but it boosted my credit limit to my credit cards. I have like 4 different credit cards, and it's a lot of I have a high limit on each 4. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to get a condo, so it was like she helped me out. You know what I mean? So shout out to Mom Deuce. You definitely need to have that lesson.
Do you
in class.
do you do any type of seminars or talk to the young kids?
Seriously, bro.
Before COVID, we did that. We used to go to. I went to because I'm from East Orange, so I used to go to the high school there.
Okay.
I was scheduled to go to high school in Irvington before the whole COVID thing happened. But we go to different schools and we just talk to the kids about credit. We give them a whole credit course, how it works, what it's for, all that good stuff.
And what high school did you go in East Orange?
Scott.
Scott, I heard of it. Yeah, Scott.
Yeah, it's closed now. It's called STEM Academy or something now.
Yeah.
But I went to Clifford J. Scott.
That's
And I
dope.
went to North 13th Street Tech too.
Oh, my boyfriend graduated.
Shout out to East Orange, man. Shout out to the whole Essex County, man.
Exactly.
Shout out to Passaic County too. My boy Mark. Shout out to Passaic County. But yeah, man, I think that's pretty dope because like they don't teach about credit at all. Like I remember I go back to accounting class. I think I had accounting class. I loved it. Accounting 1, accounting 2, it got a little too confusing. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of done with this. But they had a guy come from he used to work on Wall Street at a certain time, but he came to the schools like you just said. He was teaching us about, I'm not sure if it was about credit per se, but he was basically showing us how to manage money. It was like he basically advising us financially, but the way he was teaching us was as if he was already predetermined that we was going to be renters.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Like he telling us how to basically pay rent, and how to manage your money to pay rent.
Yeah.
And I was the only person in the class to ask him. I'm like, that's cool and all that, but how do I become the other guy?
Exactly.
That sounds more interesting than this right here. Like, so I think that's pretty cool. Like we need more things like that in schools because. I mean, some of the things they learn in school is not conducive to real life at all.
And you're a financial advisor too, correct?
Yeah, kind of. I don't really have like the title, but that's pretty much what I do every single day.
But credit repair, financial advice, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, it is. But I don't really do this like the stock market thing, or I do it myself personally, but I don't really advise people on how to do it.
Okay, yeah, like the what they call it, the stock, not the what's the thing people be doing? You know what I'm talking about?
What, Robinhood?
I'm not sure. I'll get back to it. It'll come
Trading.
To me.
I actually have a degree in finance, but
Oh, you do? My wife has a degree in finance.
I have a degree in finance, and right now I'm a billing specialist for a payroll company.
Nice.
So I'm like the beginning, the the basis of.
That's where my wife at too.
I wanted to do accounting, but my GPA wasn't high enough to declare.
She's in Chase now.
Up.
You ain't do nothing. You ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Accounting is boring as hell.
So
Yeah.
It is.
give me a credit repair story that stick out in your mind that probably was the most heartfelt that you felt like you really helped somebody that really showed their appreciation for what you did for them.
Oh man, recently, yesterday, I got a bunch of stories, man, but I got one. My most recent one is a guy. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was I don't want to say what he do either. But he was a big time dude, right? So he never really had credit.
Yeah.
He never really used credit. So what he did was he invited me to speak at one of his events. I went to the event, spoke, and then the event kind of went like good as hell because the people that was there, they were all educated. They started questioning me on things, and I was just answering questions left and right. So at the end of the program, he was like, "Yo, you stood your own up there. You really know what you're talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I do." So he's like, "All right, I'm gonna come see you." So he came to see me, sat down. This probably was like I want to say 2 years ago. So he sat down. He was like, "Yeah, my credit is messed up. I did this, I did that, blah blah blah." And I was like, "All right, we can get you right." So I pretty much put a plan together for him, and he's gonna come back. He never came back. Like a year later, he hit me up. He said, "Yeah, he ready." I said, "Bro, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna do it. You know what I mean? We're gonna work on it. You pay me whenever, whatever." So then we started working on it, and yesterday he called me, and I had no idea. He was like, "Yo, I just want to let you know, man. I just closed on my first house."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Oh, that's dope." But mind you, I didn't even I forgot that I pretty much put him in the system to get worked on and stuff. He's like, "Bro, when we first started, I was like a 450 or something crazy like that." And this dude was making like $250 a year. Like he just didn't use credit. He didn't need it. So he said when he went to buy the house, his wife was like, he ended up getting married, having a kid. His wife was like, "Yo, we need to get a house." So he started thinking to himself, "Man, my credit is shot." He didn't want to tell her.
Yeah.
So they go to the office and they sit down. They pull his credit and he's like, "Oh yeah, your score is a 750." So he said he sat there like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like he knew his score was a 750, but he had no idea. But he forgot that I told him. I said, yo, I got you.
Yeah.
Fill out the
that was
information.
dope.
Yeah, he said, I said, fill out the information and whatever.
You had to play it cool.
Yeah. So
Shit, I would have been happy as hell. Like, oh what?
yeah, he called me
man?
yesterday. Like, oh, bro, I closed on the house. My score was this. I can't believe it. I'm like, yo, that's what's up, man. And I'm on the phone because I completely forgot. I'm like, did I work my stuff? He's like, bro, when I first came here, I was like a 450. You took care of me. I appreciate you. I'm gonna tell everybody about you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. So that was like that happened like yesterday, or I want to say yesterday or Thursday.
That's so cool.
I just
But I
had
get
a
calls
good
like that all the
question to
time.
ask you,
That's
and I
dope.
forgot.
Yo, that's dope, man.
You forgot?
Let's think. Oh my God, what was the question I had to ask you? Fuck, I'm so upset.
Well, look, until you remember,
All right.
you know what I mean?
Oh my God, what was it?
She drawing the blank. See, this is too much of this.
No, it's not.
Yeah, take the wine. You take the
Pull
wine.
that away from. But like,
No, that's
speaking
crazy.
of credit, have
dope,
you
man.
ever like in your own life when it comes to credit, have you ever like came across anything that you probably couldn't fix and that you had to
Oh yeah.
had to seek outside advice for?
Well, I mean, the only thing that we can't really take care of is somebody needs to file bankruptcy, right? Let's say, for
Okay.
instance, you come to me, you got like $50,000 in debt, in credit card debt. Usually those people, I'll send them like, look, either you file bankruptcy or you got to be able to pay this back. But what's going to happen is a lot of people think that because it's credit, let's say I remove all those credit cards off your credit report and you building your credit back up. What's going to happen is over time, those companies are going to start suing you for that money. So you're going to have lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. They're going to levy your bank account. They're going to, it's crazy. It gets crazy after a certain amount of time. So with a certain amount of money, I tell people, look, you might as well go file bankruptcy if you can't afford to pay it. Just come back to us, start over, we'll fix it, and you go from there. That's really the only things that we can't fix.
I got a question. It wasn't what I thought about, but how much does student loans weigh in on your credit? Because right
fucking
now,
terrible.
I have 41K.
Fucking
in
That's
student
actually,
loans.
that's actually not bad compared to what I've seen.
But thank you for making me feel better. But
I hate
oh,
student
no,
fucking
oh my
loans.
God. I remember. My question is, which is the most accurate credit score? So you know how you got TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian.
That's a great question.
I always go for the highest. But
It all
that's my
depends.
accurate.
It all depends on the region you in. Because down south tend to use Equifax more. Out west tend to use TransUnion, and up here we like to use Experian. Even though TransUnion has been being used more up this way, but it all depends on the region. But they all pretty much the same. They're just three separate companies. That's all
Okay,
it is.
because I'm like, when you go on Experian, because like sometimes I'd be excited. So my credit score go up. You get all those alerts. I get alerts from Chase because I got the Chase Journey app. I get Experian, Credit Karma, and then when it decreases, then it be like depressing because that ain't sending you all the apps. Like your credit score drop, you got a new alert, and I'm like, oh man. But
So how does one, like, let's say you rebuild someone's credit, and then they go out and they go get a Mercedes, and then they go get and they just use their credit not only for the Mercedes, but they use their credit for everyday things that they would buy. When I was younger, I remember my aunt, she was telling me about the credit card. She was telling me that you could just pay the minimum fee.
man,
Nah, you don't
that
want to do
should
that.
fuck you over.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But this is my question. What would you, because some people out there probably believe in that. Probably believe, I could just pay this and I'm okay. It's not going to affect me. This is what they saying.
That interest will eat you ass alive.
Between that and people don't realize that when you live that type of life, when you have a whole bunch of credit card debt, you one incident away from bankruptcy court, right? Let's say, for instance, you living with all this credit, all your cards are maxed out, you paying the minimum every month and you lose your job. At that point, your credit score is in the tank. You can't afford to pay the cards no more, so now they all gonna close. You literally one incident away when you living like that from bankruptcy court.
So it's basically when you basically living check to check,
Exactly,
basically, when you
exactly,
go like that.
exactly.
So you would have advised, like percentage wise, what would you advise someone to pay on their credit cards? Let's say they have they maxed out $1,000 credit card.
It should be under 30%.
Yeah, you should never. First of all, you should never use more than 30% of a credit card. So whatever your limit is, find out whatever 30% is. That should be your new limit. Because the minute
Okay.
you go over 30%, your score is going to start dropping.
Oh,
So
see, I
that's
didn't
the
know
key
that.
right
That's a
there.
good-
Once
Yeah.
you're going to see your score going down. If you keep using the cards, that score will keep dropping and
Yep.
dropping and dropping.
Yeah.
Even if you're paying it.
Yeah.
Even if you're paying.
The
Yeah.
usage is high.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but the thing, because I know a little bit, and not,
I can
yeah,
tell.
but so my credit increases. I got increases. So the balance, the limit would be, for example, $20,000, for example, and then like before the $20,000
credit card.
15.
I'm fucking with you.
But for example, let's say I was 40% utilization, then I got a credit increase. Now it's not going to be 40% because of the ratio.
Yeah.
So how is that? Because that's where I'm at now. Like I have a good limit, and then my balance is like, but now that I got a higher limit, I'm under that 30%. Like right now, collectively, I'm 32%.
So you basically asking, can you spend more?
No, I told you, I messed
right in
up.
the back.
That's what you asked.
Let me tell you something.
I was waiting for the finish. Like,
Let me just tell you a story. Let me tell you a
Can I
story.
spend some more money? That's what I want.
This wasn't like, now I learned my lesson. Life was good. Well, life is still good. I'm blessed to this
Yes,
day. But
yes,
I'm talking about junior and senior year in college when I had income tax refund checks from school.
Oh yeah.
You talking about Miami? I was in Miami living it up. Now I got rent, bills,
Yes.
car note, car
Life,
insurance,
life.
So, but I'm just saying, like back then, swipe, like, and I thought I was balling because I had I still got a good credit score, but like I got a good credit score. I'm out in Miami. I got income tax. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
But
income tax.
income
what
tax.
was you When it comes to student loans, because you brought up student loans.
Student loans,
God.
man. Even with that, for me, I was good. My credit score was great. Went back to graduate school. Boom.
Bite you in your ass.
Hit shots. Like, all right, so now, what would I, as far as consolidation, right? I see all these different people, like, we can help do this.
That's a great question.
We can help do this, and we can give you $10,000.
0% APR for 12 months.
To pay, and you only have one payment now to consolidate.
Yeah.
What is, like, are those good advice to, is that a good direction to go?
When it comes to student loans, consolidation is always a good thing. But it all depends on what type of consolidation. Because you have some companies that they work against your credit, meaning that they'll take all your student loans and you make these small payments, but they're not really paying the student loans what they should be paying them, so they end up messing your credit up. This is the same thing with credit cards, with consolidations and stuff like that. But then you have other companies that actually buy out the student loans. What they do is, let's say you owe, like in her case, you said 41K, right?
41.
Let's say you owe 41K in student loans. They'll buy those loans from that company, and now they own it, and they'll give you one small monthly payment every single month. Or they put it in stages where after 10 years you pay this, after 15 years you pay this, until you pay it off. So consolidation can be a good thing, but you got to make sure you do your homework on the company that's doing the consolidation.
Got you.
Yeah, that's dope. Because, a lot of people talk about, student loans be kicking their ass and all of that. And
I ain't kicking my ass because I'm paying the minimum.
So
I'm sorry, but I ain't got it like
And
that.
the only reason why I went to grad school, because I got a scholarship for my bachelor's.
Yeah.
I played ball. You feel me? So I don't have to pay anything back for that. So, but I didn't know it was like this.
It's expensive,
dog.
yeah.
So,
Now I'm looking into
Damn.
certifications. Like, because when I first graduated
glad I ain't
King,
got none of that
I'm
shit.
like, I wanted to go back. I'm like, my plan was to go back for my master's before I have a baby. I don't have no kids, but I wanted to get my master's and then work on having a child.
This shit
But
real.
I can't afford it. It's expensive. And I'm just like, do I really want to go
The
into...
baby or...
No, both. Both of them. I mean, the student loans. I was trying to secure the bag before I have a child, but it's just like I'm at the point where it's just like, should I get certified in different things? But then I'm like, is that really my passion? Like I was talking to Marv, I'm like, I like to cook. I'm not a chef. I haven't been to culinary school, but I enjoy cooking, and
I think you can do more than one thing. I think
Yeah.
some
definitely.
people like
4 to 5 different
that's the goal in life. You got to have something extra on the side to make bank.
especially with the internet and social media and the way things is now. Like you got platforms. You know what I mean? Everybody got their own platform right now. So it's like you could do whatever you want to do.
I actually seen one of your posts on Instagram. You were saying it's like my 9 to 5 turned to my
Yeah, exactly. Your 9 to 5 pays for your side hustle.
Yeah.
Until your side hustle becomes your 9 to 5.
Yeah. I was like, I like that. I like
So you're
that.
a full
That's how
time
it
credit
come.
repair, full time.
Yeah, credit repair, landlord, and like a speaker, some kind of like a speaker too. Yeah, something like
Where
that.
you're located, your credit
That's
repair
dope,
office is located.
Well, my office still is located in Irvington on Clinton Avenue, but we had a little fire
You had a
incident.
fire,
Oh, sorry about that.
But I mean, insurances,
Yeah,
we
okay.
take care of that. I'm
So
over it now.
You said you coming back stronger. than ever. I
Yeah,
see.
that, I ain't gonna lie, that hurt, man. Because I spent about a year and a half ago, I bought that building and like really renovated and put a whole bunch of money into it. and one of my tenants left a hot comb on the bed, and it was
A hot comb on
a
the bed.
hot comb on the bed. I didn't know they still had hot combs.
They
but-
do. 'Cause that's how they
know that
say.
either.
Yeah, they still have hot combs. Yeah, she left it on the bed.
There's so much other things you could. I'm
She
pretty
left a
sure
hot comb on the
technology.
bed.
Yeah, that's what started the fire, and it burned the second floor and third floor. Then my office got destroyed because of the water. So they got to redo everything. But I mean, it's all good, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
over it.
blessing, man. Keep it.
I was in
pushing,
bed
man.
for like 2 days. You know what
But
I'm
it's
saying?
definitely.
But a hot comb though, I'm pretty sure technology done advanced enough to we don't
No,
have to use
well,
hot combs.
so they did upgrade them. They plug them in a wall. It's not like the stove one.
And, like, they
plug them
rotate
in a
and stuff like
no,
that.
they
I
just
remember
plug
the
in a
stove
wall
one.
and
My
it
mother used to be
heats up.
heavy on that.
Yeah, my aunt Debbie, she used to fuck my edges up with that. But yeah, that shit, drive me mad
I
as
just come in the
hell.
kitchen, see a hot comb on the stove. Like,
Hot comb. Back in the day.
You remember right
Yeah.
on Milford?
I used to use. That's another story.
You used
but
to use hot coat. Now let's talk about it.
That's when I had a little afro in the front, right? You use the hot. You don't know about it. You put the hot comb just in the front to make your afro look a little. You feel me?
Was I
Strut it out a
born?
little
And I
bit.
was like, what, 4?
Nah, you was. But yeah, that's dope though, man. Like, I really like credit is definitely king,
It's important.
especially in the United States. And speaking of United States, this past week,
Oh,
you had some I guess what you would call them, Trump supporters, or
idiots. I would call them idiots.
I call them
Yeah.
patriots. I'm gonna be honest with you, and the reason I'm gonna tell you why I call them patriots. I believe that those guys, the people those are real Americans, cause they.
But Patriots though.
Let me
I agree with 'em.
finish.
I
Let me
agree with 'em.
finish. Let me tell you, those are real Americans who
Yeah.
went up there in that building. But this is two Americas, because we all know if those people were either Black Lives Matter or just black people or mixed people,
Bodies
Hispanic,
all over the floor.
it would have been a different story. But this is what I'm saying. They actually go and they actually fight for
What they
what they
believe.
want, what they believe. They vote, and they actually are proactive in what they believe instead of just
Okay.
instead
So
of
I can
just marching.
understand your point.
This is why I say this, but like when it comes to voting and putting in policy, how does your financial and your credit all intertwine with that? Like, because I believe that we should vote as a block, as just like the police unions or anybody else do, the Chinese community. They vote as a block. So you get a list of your demands that your community wants, and we're gonna vote either whether it's locally or nationally. We're gonna vote this way, depending on who comes up and meets most of our demands. They're not voting off of emotion or favoritism or who talks nice or who they like.
Exactly.
But see, my problem is to call them Patriots is the fact of the matter that, you lost an electoral vote.
Yeah, on that end, you're right. Yeah.
You lost a vote. You know how many brothers and sisters then fucking died out here?
They don't care, though.
You know what I mean? Because we can't vote, because we can't go to the same school, because you know what I mean? Like we can't work in the same environments. Some
We
of
in
us
a
still
different
can't go to
world
the
now.
same universities, bro. They still try to get us out them universities. They don't want us in them universities still to this day.
You know how I see it. No matter, and I hope it don't
So
come
that's
off
why I don't
ignorant.
say Patriots, because it was like the reason for it was so minute, bro. It was so minute. Like
It
as
was
far
like
as
some
for me
loser
as a
type of
black
thing.
man looking through my eyes, then that means police officers that let them go in the Capitol,
don't care.
right? You didn't have to whoop my ass at the light pole. You know what I'm saying? Getting on a light rail.
Yeah.
Without a pad. You ain't have to whoop my ass, nigga.
They
Like,
was-
you could have let me go through.
Let you go. Yeah. That'd have been nice.
You know what I'm saying?
But my question is like how if any can having your finances in order and having your credit in order actually help when it comes to your political ambitions, or you trying to, you know what I mean, like when it comes to
Yeah.
that side of it.
Well, first thing people got to realize is money controls everything, right? So
Yeah.
when you have money, you do whatever you want. Not necessarily do whatever you want. I don't mean like
I
violence
get
and
what
like
you're
that. But I
saying,
mean
yeah.
like you do whatever you want, meaning that when you have money, you can literally, like, people don't realize that, what is it called when you pretty much pay a politician because of something, for a stance that they take? What is it called? They do it in Washington. It's when you pay the guys that pretty much bribe the
They
politician.
give him like 40 grand.
Is it
40
propaganda?
bands, 30
No.
no,
bands.
propaganda. It's called
Payola.
I know you're talking about.
It is payola, but it has another name. It's called lobbying.
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 So what they do
Lobbying.
is, let's
Yeah.
say for instance, the pharmaceutical companies, right? They don't want universal health care, because if they have universal health care, they got to regulate their prices. So what they do is they lobby the candidates that are
Hold-
against
quick,
universal health care.
Universal health care, just to be clear, what is exactly universal?
Universal health care pretty much means the government pays for your health care.
So it's
You don't
like
gotta pay for
Canada.
it. Yeah,
It's
like
one
Canada,
is-
exactly,
okay, all right.
exactly. So they don't want that because what happens is if there's universal health care, the prices of their medications got to be regulated, right? So they can't just pick a price and you pay it.
Okay.
The government picks the price for them because the government is the one paying it.
Okay,
So they
yeah.
know that. So what happens is they'll pay these politicians. They'll say, okay, you running for Senate, you know, your reelection is coming up. We'll give you $100,000, but you know, remember, this
Yeah.
is what you stand for. So this is why I hate to say his name, but Cory Booker. He took some money from a pharmaceutical company, and a couple years ago, Bernie Sanders was trying to pass a bill, because I pay attention to politics a lot. Bernie Sanders was trying to pass a bill where people can import medication from Canada through certain businesses, and then they can turn around and sell it for a profit, right? But what would happen is that'll drive down the prices of pharmaceutical companies because now you have competition coming from Canada. Because Canada, let's say for instance, if there was I don't know the exact price, there was allergic, like a thing you take for people that's allergic to like peanuts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So let's say for instance that right now probably costs like $700 for one, right? In Canada it's like $20.
Yeah.
So what you can do is now, let's say if I started that company, I can import it from Canada, pay whatever taxes, and I can turn around and sell it for $100.
Okay.
Now that forces the pharmacy now to bring the price of theirs down because they got to match my price or beat it, right? Cory Booker voted
Monopoly?
against it. Yeah, Cory Booker voted against that bill. But he thought that he was going to vote against it and it was going to be all good.
Yeah.
Not realizing that, the people actually paid attention. They put him on blast about it. And then they realized he took like $100,000 from one of the pharmaceutical companies. So that's the reason why he voted no. Even though he tried to say it was a safety issue. But we know it ain't no safety issue. It's coming from Canada. What kind of safety issue you talking
It's
about?
not like it's coming from
Took
overseas. and
100
nothing like that.
bam, thank you, man.
Exactly. Exactly. So they lobby these politicians to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So what we got to realize is we got to start pulling our money together and paying off not paying off, but paying
Lobbying
whatever
as
politics.
well.
Yeah, lobbying as well for what we want.
Yeah.
We want better schools. All right. Well, you want to be the center of the state. Here's this money. We need better schools here. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got to start playing the game. But this is why certain things getting done, and in other areas, nothing ain't getting done. Ain't no money coming from these areas. So if you got all these rich people constantly paying you, like if I'm coming to you every day with a check, like, yo, I need this done, I need that done, you're gonna get it done.
Exactly.
You ain't worried about the guy over there that's hungry. That has nothing to do with you. He ain't paying you.
He's asking for things, and when I say he, that means us.
Yeah.
In our community, he's asking for things. He wants you to do things for him. And you're gonna. He's part of the country, so you're gonna take care of him. And it's the $600 stimulus check. Yeah,
Yeah.
There you go.
Take that.
Yeah.
There you go.
But when
Don't
it comes to
mention
when it comes to the real issues, like you were saying, and the things that you really need done in the community, they're gonna go. They loyal to who just gave them that
Exactly.
$100,000 check.
Exactly.
Like because this money is going. It's going to their personal pocket, right? It's
Oh,
not,
definitely.
It's not like it's going to the government and nothing like that. This is going in your pocket, right? It's crazy.
This
man.
wine is really good.
We need to
It's
start.
very good,
Very
right?
good.
That's why I think we need to. That's why I said, man, voting as a block. That was my whole
Yeah.
thing, man. I
Yeah.
think that's one thing.
And when you mean voting as a block, like break that down.
The police union, right? I'm not sure it was every police union, but I know police unions and community in Fort Lee is a very. There's a lot of Chinese people in that Fort
That's all who
Lee.
live
So
the
you're
fuck
saying
up
like
They vote. They don't care about.
Democrat, Republican.
They don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
You shouldn't. You
It
really
don't
shouldn't.
matter. They don't care about this guy Trump was on TV talking crazy. I don't like him. I'm voting for the other guy.
Yeah.
word.
Black people, we vote Democrat religiously, like almost as a tradition.
Automatic.
Automatic.
That's the
It
problem. That's
doesn't
a big
matter.
problem.
It doesn't exactly, and they don't have to. If you know, if I know you're gonna vote for me no matter what, why would I do anything for you? I already got you in
Yeah.
my
Yo,
pocket.
Diddy starting something though. Diddy been starting
He about to
something.
run for president
But
too.
hold on, real
It's
quick,
called Black Party. The Black Party.
Hold on, real quick. We gonna get to the, but real quick, I just want to finish this thought. Like we need to vote as a block, as one,
Ethnicity. That's race.
as one community. It's a community because you
That's a
can't
community.
gonna vote as the whole. We need to, but
That's
the
never
whole
gonna
So
country.
you saying like
Yeah.
Newark, like
The whole, like
Jersey,
locally, locally, you're saying your
Yeah.
councilman.
Yeah.
As far as the state, if we could get enough people together, all on one accord, and vote as a block, like we voting for this one candidate, we putting all our votes behind you.
Okay.
You have to get these things done for us, though.
Yeah, but you got to put votes and money behind them. 'Cause
Votes
votes
and
is
money.
one thing.
O-
but
other communities
money
do
is-
that
this
money
shit.
is what. Yeah, that money's what they want.
Yeah,
That's what they
exactly.
listen to.
But what you were saying about with P Diddy?
Nah, P Diddy's actually. I signed up for a while, like couple months. Actually, right after the whole George Floyd thing, he started like launching this thing. It's called a Black Party or whatever. Like, so he's starting something where, it's not only signal out to African Americans. You know what I'm saying? But it's in the perspective and the righteousness of for black people.
Yeah.
Right. So it's called the Black Party. Look it up. Like, you know, you could sign
That
up
brings
for
me
it,
to
and you could really. He's trying to launch something. He's trying to really start a whole Black Party political movement,
He got the power to do it too.
which he does. You know. So I was like, oh, that's dope.
This is a little bit off topic, but Drake said that about the Grammys or how it's rigged. I guess he was saying that a lot of times they don't really give out the awards to people that deserve it. When I mean the black people that deserve it. So he was saying
black people
that,
win every award.
yeah, that we need. He was saying as a black community that we need some sort of awards. Like we
have
need
to.
our.
It's called
a
a BET
BET
Awards.
award. Yeah, but
Nobody shows up there though, so
why nobody shows up?
because they don't think it's important. They think
I think it's big. I love the
Also,
BET
think
awards.
about who owns BET now.
Who?
Yeah.
Deborah
Well,
Cox?
Viacom.
But
Viacom
not
was
even. It's
So like it go deep. Like
Yeah,
it go
I'll
deep.
never get
I
too
don't even
deep in
think
that.
it's that. I think when it comes to the Grammys, right? It's a prestige behind it. It's like whenever you introduce 30 years after you win a Grammy, they're gonna say Grammy Award winning
exactly.
artist
forever,
Sag.
forever.
It's a forever
We can make
stamp.
something up.
But the BET, no, you're right. The BET Awards, it should be held to that regard. But the thing is, people don't show up. Like it runs deep. To me, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, but to me, it stems just like a lot of things all the way back to slavery. You know, you're looking for validation.
Yeah. Yep.
So, of you, my brother, I validate you. I tell you, you're the best artist of this year.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything coming from me. But if this guy that you probably feel like is on a, you know, these guys are higher prestige, they've been doing this for
Gotcha.
100 years, and it's just a bigger look, you know, everybody's here, all of the big artists and stars and the
I got
world is
you.
here. You know, I'm looking at it now, I'm validated because you said it.
Yeah. That's a really good
That's a good
perspective
point.
that you put it in.
For real.
Because I don't follow a lot of I don't follow politics. I'm not really into it. Just my
You
my
should.
personal preference. I
Definitely
should,
should.
but I just
No, you should.
I'm not into it. I wasn't really introduced at not an early age, but I guess when I should have been introduced to it. So I mean, I did vote for Barack Obama. I actually performed for Barack Obama at the Prudential Center
think everybody
with
voted for
Shabazz
Obama.
Band, and he was there. This was 2009. I'm so drunk right now.
How damn,
I'ma
we
just shut
ain't
up.
even.
I
It's
know
wine,
I'm
though.
tipsy.
We
It's
ain't
fun,
even-
like,
What I was gonna say was
much
you
is that?
you definitely should pay attention to politics for one because you're a black woman and you have a lot of men that's telling you what you can do with your body. So you definitely need to you should pay
Well,
attention to it.
Yeah,
you
I
talked
get that.
about
I do
up here
follow
too, yeah.
the major. Like I get what you're saying with that. But far as like how you brought up the thing with Cory Booker
Yeah.
and the shot stuff, I
medication,
had no idea. I don't want to sound ignorant. I
So,
don't. I
no,
just
no.
me personally.
No, you
personally, I
fine.
don't.
But you definitely should start because
You gotta pay attention,
You
yeah.
got to because it's getting to that red alert where it's like
Agree.
we're getting older. It's like
Yeah.
now it's like come on,
Because it's up
gonna-
to them. It's up to them.
and it's gonna be up
Whoever's-
to you.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, like,
You know what I mean?
my vote matters and counts towards whoever's going to be running office or, you know. So I get it. You're right. You do
I
have a
seen
point.
You gotta be
something
in
with
the know.
the 25th Amendment going on.
Oh, with Trump?
Oh,
yeah,
Trump,
What is he trying to do with the 25th Amendment?
That ain't gonna happen. They're trying to. It's some amendment that if the president does crazy stuff, they could take him out of office.
Impeachment. But he has
that's
2
gonna
weeks
take.
left.
Yeah, that's gonna take more than the 2 weeks that he has left to.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
His ass is out of here,
But
Mark.
look, be careful. Like I think personally, and nobody told me. I just think this dude is going to on the 20th, right? He's not going to the inauguration, but you're gonna see him. He's gonna present that he's gonna be running for 2024.
That's why they're trying to impeach him though to stop that from happening.
But I bet you
Oh, so
he's
he's
running.
never-
so because he didn't
he's gonna have a
serve,
great chance of winning too. That's what's crazy.
And that's the
Yeah.
crazy. But I bet you he's gonna make an announcement where he's gonna run for 2024, and then he's gonna have periodically he's gonna have like rallies to just continuously to
How
boost that hate. to
old is
boost
Trump? How old is he?
He gonna
Like,
be
old
like
as
80.
shit.
Yo, Trump is living a punch. What do you call it? A bucket list life, man. He like run president, check. Run again,
Fuck up the
check.
Capitol? Check. Fuck up
Don't
Black
go to the
Lives?
inauguration.
Check.
see, he
Bucket list, man.
Yeah.
Trump is an interesting character. Like, but so since he didn't serve 8 years, he only served one term. He could go back and
I
rerun.
don't think he can. Can he run again?
Yes, he can.
He
He can. Why didn't know that?
Yes, he can.
Mm-hmm.
He can rerun because he lost. He lost this election because he was going for the and he lost. So he can go.
Because you can
again.
only serve 2
He
terms.
can only serve 2.
So,
So
let me
he
ask y'all a
still has
question
one
though.
more.
Let me ask
term.
y'all a question though. do y'all really think Joe Biden, he got the most votes ever in history? Do you really
Okay.
think he got that?
I think he gonna do
hold
some
on,
things.
So you saying, hold on, no, you saying you think those votes that he got are real?
No, I think that what Trump, his argument has some validity to it. Him saying that the numbers don't look right. Because think about it, Barack Obama didn't even get that much votes.
Okay.
So how did he get that much votes?
Yeah, I don't see how. I don't see
know what
Joe
I'm saying?
Biden getting more votes than Barack
He got the most
Obama.
votes in any president in U.S. history right now.
Nah,
You know,
nah.
I got something to
if that's
say.
the case,
I'm just
no.
saying.
Hold
I'm
on.
not a Trump supporter.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
not
saying.
a Trump
You gotta
supporter.
ask the
That's not-
question.
That's not a Trump
Yeah, you gotta
supporter.
ask the question.
That's a good question.
No, if that's true, if
That's
he
a
got
great
more,
observation right there. Bro.
well, if it's true because the numbers you could look at it and say if that's correct, if he got more votes than
In
Barack
US
Obama,
history.
even in U.S. Nah, I don't see that. Gotta be,
That's what
gotta
Trump's
be-
argument is,
yeah,
though.
that
He's like, he
be
gotta be
capped.
something going on.
It gotta be. I'm gonna be honest because there's no way Joe Biden got more votes than Barack Obama.
He was asleep half the election. Like, how
But-
did he?
let's
Sleepy
see.
Joe.
Let's see if you hit it all. I'm gonna let you go first. Go ahead, hit it all. Let me see.
Could it be Kamala?
No, can I
No,
hit it
you
all?
got no. I'll tell you why.
Could
can't
it be that influence of
it
that?
can't,
No,
it can't,
no,
it can't.
she
I can
ain't got
tell
nothing
you
to do
why.
with it.
All right.
I'll tell you why because you can't. I mean, yeah, it's a black woman, but she's only the vice president. Barack Obama was the first black president.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he was in the main seat. Like if he like they not voting for.
She don't have nothing to do with
All
that.
right. So what's your point?
Because they saw how much of an asshole Trump was. No, think about it,
Facts.
yo.
I mean,
for the
yeah,
first time,
that's a
I'm
good
like,
point.
is this really our president? Like,
All right, real
No,
talk.
he
the
was funny as
China
hell,
virus,
though.
like
He was funny as hell,
He
though.
was funny.
Oh,
It
he kept me
was
laughing,
funny,
bro.
but it's
He
just
was
like
funny.
I feel like even some of
said,
his
"Take
supporters,
Lysol."
Why don't you ask China? That was hilarious.
China.
China.
He said it comes from China.
I feel like some people sort of the type of person he was, even the people that voted for him.
Okay.
And it's just like, no, like he did some. I was scared for a moment, like with the whole North Korea shit. Like I was scared. I downloaded CNN on my phone because I was scared that we were about to get bombed. Like I was scared. But I feel like people really opened their eyes and
Yes.
seen how much of an asshole he was. So,
So
they
everybody
like,
came
we
out
need
and
to get him
voted.
the fuck out. Let's give
That's
Joe
a
Biden
good
a try.
point.
And I
That's
got
a good
faith
point.
in
That's a good
Biden.
point.
I do got
Definitely a
faith
good
in.
point.
I'm not saying
But
it
you
was
got a
rigged.
lot of. But you got a lot of. It was a lot of Trump supporters too, though.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of
It's a
closets
lot.
Trump supporters too. You'd be
Yo,
surprised,
it was
man.
over 9 to 10 hate groups at that
Yeah.
damn Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
That is wild. Like, who organized that?
How you a
He
hate
did.
group though? Like I just say
He organized.
Yeah, we're a
he
hate
told
group.
He
them.
had somebody to do. Yeah,
No,
He
they,
literally-
He organized that. He
tweeted
set that
it,
up. Yeah, he set that up.
He set it up. He told them where to go and what
they
time.
go
and all
hard
that.
for that nigga because they really is racist. And I feel like this 4 years really exposed those people that are racist.
Well,
like,
look, let me tell you something.
he
right
gave
quick.
the okay.
Hold on, real quick. If we gonna say that these people who support Trump are racist and the whole Republican side or whatever, I believe that it's both sides. Cause you got Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris Biden especially are responsible
Wow.
for the crime bill and with Bill Clinton and all that, the mass incarceration and all that. So they are responsible for
They
it.
are.
Joe Biden.
I think they all
actually-
racist if you ask me.
That's how I feel.
but like,
and hold on, and the black people who are in the chambers with these guys when they making up all this stuff, you gotta think a lot of these people they getting paid nice,
They are.
and they not about to mess up what they doing to save the world.
Yeah, they disconnected.
every man for his own. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, they super disconnected. They not about to save the world for you. They
I mean-
good. They not about to sacrifice they nice little comfortable lifestyle
They
to
vacation
save
homes
the
and all
world,
that.
basically.
I do not believe that all Trump supporters are racist. I do not. But the Breakfast Club had an interview with they brought up something where a guy, it was an interview, it was a phone interview. The guy was in a car, a regular, civilian. He was in a car. He called into the Breakfast Club and he was saying that he's with Trump because he don't want his taxes to get raised.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Oh,
like
let me explain something to y'all. That's another thing that we get wrong,
Go
right?
ahead, let's talk about it.
We have to start voting. A lot of people they vote their tax bracket, right? Let's say for instance, maybe you were saying everybody vote as a block, right? Which I thought was a great idea because let's say for instance, let's say I'm from East Orange, right? One side of East Orange is like middle class, the other side is like poor people, whatever, right? So I believe the people on this side of East Orange shouldn't be voting the same way as these people on this side. That's just how I think things should be, right? For the simple fact that the people over here they don't want their taxes to go up. You know what I'm saying? They want to pay lower property tax because
Right.
what happens is the people on this side are paying for the people on this side. So naturally, the people on this side don't want to pay for everything for people over here, and the people over here want them to pay for everything. So people should be voting by their situation. We shouldn't be voting just because we're black.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make any sense to me when we do that.
Is it possible? Because like East Orange, that's a great analogy. Because you got two sides. You got a north and a
Right.
south side. Is it possible to find a middle ground?
Oh, definitely.
in that way?
Yeah, definitely. You definitely can. You definitely can. But again, you can't expect everybody. Like, the only thing I hate about the whole voting thing is that black people automatically vote Democrat no matter what.
Yeah, that's
The
what I'm
person
saying.
could have had a whole blackface album come out, you know what I'm saying? He could have been, at a KKK rally, but because he got a D next to his name, we just automatically vote. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop voting for this, like you said, whoever's going to do the most for us.
I was
You know what
actually taught like that. Like I'm not gonna put her out there because she didn't know. But I asked when I was a little kid. I remember vividly. We went to Malcolm X Shabazz High School to vote for Bill Clinton. This is when Bill Clinton was voting. I remember this vividly.
My father took me voting.
And
Not me
I asked
voting,
her. I said, "What's the difference between Democrat and Republican?" And she said, "Democrats are for us. It's for black people, and Republicans are for rich white people."
I know who took you.
No, and this is what, and since then, shit. I'm like, all right, well, I guess Democrats for the black people. They for the hood, basically.
Yeah.
But this is what the generation before us
That's what he thought.
actually thought,
But it's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real
I
at
was
all.
told the same thing.
and this is
I was
crazy.
told the
like,
Yeah, I was
Same
told
thing.
that too. My mother told me that.
Same
people-
thing.
We Democrats. I said, okay.
We
And I started paying
Democrats.
attention.
I
like,
wasn't told, but I
Why we Democrats
observed the same thing. I
You
observed that
gotta
all black
remind
people
yourself.
vote Democrat.
Why are we here? What are we doing?
Because
over
with
here?
me learning the parties, Republicans and Democrats, nobody never told me, but I did observe that, okay, well, everybody voting for Democrat. Like, all the black people were like, people I follow, Democrat,
They
Democrat,
vote for Democrat,
So
yeah.
that's what I thought, which was the right thing. My first election voting was for Obama.
But
But it was
now it's
Obama.
like-
Of course I'm going to vote for Obama. Not because
Yeah, Obama
he's-
deserved the votes he got,
Yeah,
though.
he was a great president.
Yeah, I think he was a great
He
president.
was
I
a great,
think
he
so
was
as
cool.
well.
He was
I
better
got a
than
different opinion
China.
on that, but
Nah,
Oh,
I
God.
think
Nah,
he did
nah,
the
I get-
best he
could,
do.
yeah.
He could.
See,
He could
I-
have did more his first 2 years though. He could have got that universal health care in there. He could have did all of that, but he chose not to for whatever reason.
all right, if you want to start doing the best he could do, all right, cool. That's the case though. All I believe, if we, like we say, we could. It's always another layer, right? If we go back to another, peel back one more layer of that, I believe that all. Yeah, you really drunk. I believe.
See, I was just sipping on this shot.
Word up. I believe that. Hey, you threw me off with that shit. I believe that all these presidents and stuff like that, they only figureheads. It's like a manager at McDonald's.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
if you got a real problem, you could talk to the manager. Yeah, he could give you a. But if you have a real problem, that manager can't really help you. It's just a figurehead.
yeah.
You're right.
Like you got to think the president is only there for 4 to 8 years, so they're not gonna have. You're not gonna give this guy the whole recipe.
No.
You can give him enough to cook a meal, but he's not gonna have the whole.
It's not like the judges at the Supreme Court that's in there for life.
See,
Yeah,
this- that's a
that makes no
different
sense
story,
to me
yeah.
either.
Life.
If all those Trump supporters was at the White House, let's say it's January 21st and Biden in office, and they choose that day to go in front of the White House to do all the riffraff, do you think they would have made it to the Oval Office?
Nah, they ain't making no votes.
Hell.
So why is it that they made it to the Capitol Office? But that
They let
one
him in.
guy,
They let him in.
They let him
They let him in.
that's crazy.
They just
Yeah, they let him in.
stood there.
They let him scale the
you see
walls,
one black guy, he was like, back up.
all type of things.
started
With
running.
his stick.
Started running. But I would run too. All right, let's put us security guards. We all got our little Craig and Data uniforms
don't ask
on.
me. Don't ask me.
I mean,
I know
let's get out of our roles and let's say we was those security guards that
am,
day.
am I armed security?
But you
If I'm
can't
at the
think.
Capitol building, I've got to be armed
But
security.
you
You can't really
can't-
can't shoot him. That's the thing.
But
Why
you
I
can't
can't
think
shoot
of
him?
you can't
Well,
think
you
of
could-
what you know. And
The way they set it up, where you can't, because they was unarmed, so it'd be hard. Only way you could shoot him was the day it was attacking you. But even the cops that was getting attacked didn't shoot him. I didn't understand that.
But how that lady get shot in the face?
Oh, because she tried to climb over the glass with the
And she
where
was
the senators
unarmed.
were. Yeah.
She was unarmed.
But they told her to stop, man. My man stepped up like boom, stepped back like nothing
I was
happened.
like,
well, let's
see-
arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor first, and then we can
that
handle
type
that.
of restraint, that type of restraint that they show, and so much restraint, and he put so much effort into not hurting people.
Yep.
Like, I'm not saying shoot them or kill those people. Not saying if you're not gonna treat them the way we're treated when we out peacefully protesting.
Yep.
that's cool if you don't treat them like that, but treat us like that.
Yeah, exactly. Don't treat us like that.
You know what I mean? You don't have to treat them like us, but I mean, let us live too when it comes to shit like that. That's my whole
It's gonna
thing.
be interesting as these months go along, man. 2021 kicked off to a crazy ass fucking start.
It's
Yes,
really what they say
agree.
is December 38.
December 38th, man. It ain't even
2020.
It was this funny ass
Nobody
meme
accepted it.
on Facebook. It was two
December
clowns, and the two clowns. There was one clown, and then the caption said 2020 showing 2021 around the workplace. And it was like two different. It was like two clowns. That shit was funny as hell.
This shit been wild.
It's
the
crazy,
first
man.
start off of the year.
But real
been
quick,
wild.
before we get up out of here, because we gotta get up out of here in a minute. But like 2020, it been a crazy year for everybody. How was it for you? How did it affect your business in 2020?
Man, business was booming, man. Because you know what happened once the virus hit, and then everything started shutting down, and a lot of these companies, these billion-dollar industry companies that make all this money within a week, they was laying everybody off.
Yeah.
So I think it made a lot of us realize, like, hey, I can't depend on this job that I had. You know what I mean? I know how to do this. I know how to do hair. I know how to do nails. I know how to do whatever I do, and I want to start doing it now. But then he realized, like, I don't have the credit. So I made more money than I ever made in my life this year in business.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
Congratulations
crazy.
on that too.
Thank you.
So
man.
you
boss
basically
move.
saying people was coming and repairing their credit so that they could like
Do what they
become
gotta do.
entrepreneurs, start up their business, and stuff like
everybody
that.
that I spoke to wanted to buy a multifamily house or starting a business.
That's dope.
Everybody.
That's
Like
dope.
it was crazy. Because I thought I was gonna get a couple weeks off, relax a little bit with the family. Nah, it turned up like 2 or 3 times. It was crazy. I mean, the
That's
phone
a
was just
blessing.
ringing and ringing and ringing.
That's
I'm like,
good
what is
though.
going on?
That's good.
So shit.
Hell
The
yeah.
pandemic.
The pandemic.
Pandemic.
For him, yeah.
Yeah, I was prepared though.
Listen,
He was
man.
prepared.
Yeah.
Like I say, preparation meets opportunity, man.
Exactly.
That's success.
No risk,
Yeah,
no
man.
reward.
No risk,
Exactly.
no reward, man. But look, real quick before we get out of here, tell other people where they can find you, where they get your contacts, your handles, and all that. Because if y'all out there, y'all want to get your credit repaired.
He's the guy.
He gave y'all the story, man. Look, I'm convinced. You feel me? I'm convinced.
You should be.
I'm about to, I'm about to get my shit right. But let the people know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at read_financial_solutions. So it's REID _financial_solutions. We're on Facebook, Read Financial Solutions. I'm on Clubhouse too, if that means anything. I'm the credit man.
Just talking about that.
So I'm on there too. Our website is readfinancialsolutions.com. Well, our office was still located at 1233 Clinton Avenue, Irvington, but right now it's a little boarded up, a little messy, but the sign is still out there, so it's us. So hopefully we'll be back around June. If you want to give us a call, the office number is 973-375-1000. So that's pretty
Okay.
much it.
Hit them up, man. Get your credit score
Credit
right.
is everything, and
Credit
that's
is
a
king.
big flex.
Credit is king,
I
still like
can't
my
flex
cash,
right now.
but
The jump.
I'm getting my credit score to 800, man.
Yeah,
Get my
like.
shit up. Kid, is that the highest though? 800?
850.
Wait, one last thing. Credit is king because when I was trying to go to school and my dad had to figure some shit out, yeah, it didn't work out. So we had to go to Plan B because credit was ass.
Yeah.
So credit is king. If you got kids and they planning to go to college,
Credit is everything.
them Parent Plus loans, they won't accept your ass. They only give you a certain amount of money.
You right.
Yeah, man. Make sure.
But I
y'all-
made it.
Listen, she made it. We
Sag
made it.
made it. We made it because we black and we a team.
You damn right. You damn right, man. We
some good
financial-
wine.
You gotta pour me some more wine.
It's
You
over. It's
hiding
over
it.
for her because she gotta get home. Read Financial
I'm not that
Solutions.
drunk. I'm not drunk.
Hot Society Podcast, man.
for real.
Episode
This shit
67,
was
man.
so
Like,
informative.
comment, subscribe below, man. Hit them like buttons. Please hit them like buttons.
Credit
man.
man.
Get the credit right. Get your credit right, man. Episode 67. I'm Behind that side 4. That's Jazzy, man. We out of here, man. Credit man. Let's go. See y'all next
750
week.
and up. Wait, 850 and up.
Times in the past, we ain't going back. Dapper folk to shine, we don't fuck with rats. Took a couple losses.